Brad, looked like the team maybe had its legs a little more tonight than they did over the weekend in Chicago. What did you think of the energy your team had this evening?
Yeah, for sure. I saw it and felt it as well. And leading into our weekend last weekend in Chicago, we had 8 guys that skated for the week. The other guys were, as we come to become accustomed to, under contact trace, and so they didn't touch the ice. And then we get to Chicago, and that's tough sledding to play 3 in a row right off the bus, and you haven't skated. So I'm not surprised that the guys were anxious for tonight and felt a little bit better about their game with a practice week leading into that. So yeah, it was definitely there, and it's a shame where you get to overtime. I don't know. It seems like every game we played against them at home has kind of been like this, where it goes to OT and we're on the wrong end of the stick. So that's tough to swallow. They're a great club, and they're going to make a good run at things. But when we've been at our best and been healthy, I think we've given them a good run and can play with them.
Yeah, Brad, this is the 3rd straight game against Chicago here at the Cavelli Center that's gone to overtime that you've lost 5-4. Record on the road this season, obviously not great. How do you account for the disparity between the home record, where you're only a couple of games under 500, and the road record, where you only won 3 games on the road all year?
Yeah, it's you try to figure that stuff out over the course of the year, and you can look at one game, or you can look at game segments, and it's obviously an area we need to be better, and part of that's through experience. You can look at the glass half empty, half full, and these are times when you go through struggles, you often overcome them, or you're forced to face them and get better from it, and that's what I've found ourselves all year. We've been challenged with being short-staffed, or we've been challenged, having different injuries to significant guys, and guys really step up in those occasions, and it's a shame sometimes it doesn't get recognized on the scoreboard from wins and losses. It's tough to stomach another 1-goal loss, because it seems like we've had a lot of those, but you also see some good things on that ice, and those are the things that we need to reflect on and continue to pursue.
Speaking of good things on the ice, Cole Birch paired goals tonight, up to 17 on the season now. What did you see from your 0-1 forward?
Yeah, I thought he was tenacious on pucks, and when he does that, he often finds that little bit of time and space, and that's all he needs. He's got a great shot. I wish he used it a little bit more, to be fair, and he'd probably tell you the same thing. I get in his ear about, but he's a threat to score from everywhere in that offensive zone, and gets a couple big ones for us tonight.
Jack Malone had a pair of points tonight, moved into 3rd place, past Max Letinoff on the Phantoms' all-time scoring list. What can we say about Jack Malone that hasn't already been said?
Yeah, years down the road, you're going to talk about I don't know who else is on that list. I know a few of them for sure, but those are pillars of our program. Dating back to 10, 11 years ago. And Jack's going to be one of those guys from not only tomorrow and the next night. He's going to be that in 4 or 5 years as well. A tremendous player, better person, and that's not a knock on his play. Obviously, we're talking about him being a top echelon of players that we've ever had here, and he equally is proud of what he's done for our group.
And it may not show on the stat sheet tonight, giving up 5 goals, but Kyle Chauvette, I thought he played an outstanding game in net. Chicago could have had 10 tonight, other than the way that Kyle was playing.
Yeah, he's and he makes those big stops. He makes a huge one at the end. He forces overtime. And again, you hate saying this all the time, and it's not a record's not a reflection on what he does in that net. He's been very good for us, and he's gone through his ups and downs, no different than everybody else on our team, and that's got nothing to do with play. It's how much you can skate, how much you can get on the ice, and those are the challenges you don't think of going into a year. And when I speak for myself, I don't think of that, but I'm sure the players, that was probably the last thing in their mind. How am I gonna overcome not skating for 10 days and then jumping in and playing? And I hope that they never have to do that again. But again, you face those challenges, and you find a way to overcome them and get better from them. And that's the continuous message to our group.
All right, thanks, Brad.
Thanks.